It was a crisp December morning in Mousetown, and snowflakes floated lazily down from the sky, blanketing the town in a soft, sparkling layer of white. Mickey Mouse stretched and yawned as the aroma of gingerbread cookies wafted into the room. Minnie Mouse had been up early, bustling around the kitchen in her holiday apron adorned with little snowflakes. The annual Christmas Eve festival was the biggest event of the year, and Minnie, as always, was determined to make it perfect. "Mickey," Minnie called out, her voice light and cheerful, "don't forget. We need to pick up the Christmas star from Goofy's workshop today." She appeared in the doorway, her bright red bow sitting perfectly on her head. "The star? Oh, you betcha, Minnie," Mickey replied, grabbing his scarf and gloves. "I'll head over now so we have plenty of time to get ready for the festival." Mickey set off through the snowy streets, greeting neighbors and friends as he went. The town buzzed with excitement, the air filled with the jingling of sleigh bells and the sound of carolers singing. Everything seemed perfect, but when Mickey arrived at Goofy's workshop, he found his old friend pacing nervously among piles of half-finished toys and glittering decorations. Mickey, we've got ourselves a bit of a pickle," Goofy stammered, wringing his hands. "A pickle? What kind of pickle?" Mickey asked, a note of concern creeping into his usually cheerful voice. "Well, you see, the Christmas star sorta, fell off my sleigh while I was testing it. And, it might have landed somewhere in the Enchanted Forest." Mickey's jaw dropped. The Christmas star wasn't just any decoration, it was a magical ornament that lit up the town's Christmas tree and filled Mousetown with holiday cheer. Without it, the festival wouldn't be the same. "We've got to find it!" Mickey exclaimed. Minnie arrived just in time to hear the news, carrying a basket of cookies she'd made for Goofy. "The Enchanted Forest," she said, her eyes widening. "That place is so confusing. But we can't let the festival be ruined. We'll find the star, no matter what." The three friends bundled up and set off toward the edge of town, where the snow-covered trees of the Enchanted Forest stretched as far as the eye could see. The forest was a magical place, known for its shimmering trees, mysterious sounds, and occasional mischief caused by its magical inhabitants. As they ventured deeper, the snow began to fall heavier, and the light grew dim. The friends relied on Minnie's lantern to guide them, but the forest seemed to twist and change with every step. It wasn't long before they realized they were hopelessly lost. Just as despair began to set in, a jolly voice called out from the shadows. "Lost, are ya?" The trio turned to see a cheerful snowman with a carrot nose and button eyes approaching them. "Who are you?" Mickey asked. "Name's Frosty," the snowman said with a grin. "I've lived in this forest for ages. What brings you out here on such a cold night?" Minnie explained their predicament, and Frosty nodded knowingly. "Ah, you're looking for the Christmas star. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the mischievous elves were seen around here earlier. They're always collecting shiny things. If anyone has your star, it's them. Where can we find these elves?" Mickey asked. Frosty pointed his stick arm toward a trail that wound through the trees. "Follow this path to their cottage, but be careful. Those elves can be tricky." Thanking Frosty, the trio hurried along the snowy trail. Before long, they spotted a cozy little cottage with candy cane pillars and gumdrop shingles. Peeking through a frosted window, they saw a group of tiny elves dancing around the glowing Christmas star, tossing it back and forth like a toy. "We need a plan," Mickey whispered. "I've got an idea," Minnie said, a mischievous twinkle in her eye. "I'll distract them with a song while you two sneak in and grab the star." Minnie stepped into the clearing and began to sing a beautiful rendition of Silent Night. Her voice was so enchanting that the elves stopped in their tracks, their pointy ears twitching as they listened. Meanwhile, Mickey and Goofy crept into the cottage, careful not to make a sound. Mickey grabbed the star from where it rested on a pile of glittering trinkets, and the two friends tiptoed toward the door. But just as they were about to escape, Goofy accidentally knocked over a stack of bells, sending a loud jingle echoing through the room. The elves snapped out of their trance, their eyes narrowing as they spotted the intruders. "Thieves!" one elf cried, and the others joined in, chasing Mickey and Goofy out of the cottage. "Run!" Mickey shouted, clutching the star tightly as they dashed through the forest. Minnie quickly joined them, and just when it seemed they'd be caught, a familiar bark rang out. Pluto appeared, pulling a sled behind him. "Hurry! Get on!" Minnie yelled, and the trio leapt onto the sled as Pluto took off at full speed. The elves gave chase, but Pluto was too fast, weaving skillfully through the trees. The friends cheered as they finally left the elves behind and emerged from the forest, the lights of Mousetown twinkling in the distance. Back in town, the festival was already in full swing, and the townsfolk cheered as Mickey and Minnie arrived with the glowing Christmas star. But just as Mickey climbed a ladder to place the star on the tree, a gust of wind knocked it from his hands. Gasps filled the square as the star sailed through the air. Time seemed to slow as it spun higher and higher before finally landing perfectly atop the tree. The star's light burst forth, illuminating the entire town in a warm, golden glow. Cheers erupted, and Minnie threw her arms around Mickey. "You did it!" she exclaimed. "We all did it," Mickey replied, smiling at his friends. As the townsfolk gathered around the tree, singing carols and sipping hot cocoa, Mickey and Minnie exchanged a knowing glance. Their adventure had been filled with challenges, but it had brought them even closer together. And as snow began to fall softly once more, Mickey took Minnie's hand and said, "This might have been the craziest Christmas yet, but I wouldn't trade it for anything." "Me neither," Minnie replied, her smile as bright as the star atop the tree. And so, the town of Mousetown celebrated its most magical Christmas ever, their hearts full of joy and the spirit of the season.